Hello and welcome to The Hero Spouse. I'm Kendra Ruth, here to answer one of your questions about marriage and midlife crisis. Today we have an anonymous female left behind and forward moving spouse. She has a low energy wallower who still lives at home. Her bomb drop is May 8th of 2018 and date of marriage of 1999. She says, my husband, who is 54, has suffered from depression off and on. He has a lot of childhood issues. And I went through very early menopause in my late 30s, me too. Currently, I'm 46, and this drove me into a mini crisis. I withdrew emotionally and caused him pain. In 2018, he started an emotional affair with an old high school friend. He stayed at home the entire time, with only a few times saying he wants to move out, but he never does. This year, in April, I noticed that he was moving deeper into his depression, and now he has runaway thoughts. He's found a place and he wants to move out. Is it normal for them to leave this late? I feel like he's in between depression and withdrawal. He's finally started to admit what he has kept inside for so long. But if by leaving this late, does it mean that he won't return? He's really doubting our marriage, where before he felt that I was pulling away, then he was going to change his mind about leaving. Before, he was afraid of leaving and of divorce, and now he seems certain. So you have a depressed husband, and I know you know that because you've said that. And that's what's going on as a low energy wallower. Does it mean that he is more likely to stay away? Not necessarily. But what's going on is he feels hopeless. And when you are depressed, that's what it is. You don't see a way out. So you said he feels like he's doubting your marriage, where before he felt if he pulled away, that he would, when you pulled away, he would try and come back. He has been in it so long now that he doesn't see an end. And if he doesn't see an end, what's the point from his point of view? If he doesn't see an end, it's hopeless. He doesn't know how to get out of it, and he doesn't believe there really is a way. So why keep doing this thing that's not working? And that's why he wants to go. That's why he wants to leave. It's not that he really... If he could have a magic wand, what would he do? He wouldn't do that. If he had a magic wand, he wouldn't be depressed, and he would be in joy and happy with you. But he doesn't know how to make that happen, because there are no magic wands. And so that doesn't mean he's certain. It means he doesn't see another way. And that's what depression is. He needs help for his depression. And so when you do any research, what I want you to focus on, I want you to focus on looking at depression. The Storied Mind website is a very good one. Someone just referenced it in the on the Facebook page, but it's the Storied Mind. I can't remember the address, or it's John, and I don't remember the details, but it's been out there, I think, longer than my website, which I started in 2008, and it's excellent. And there are other depression books. Find a book on depression that is about you being the partner of someone who's depressed, because that's what you're dealing with. And you have a low energy wallower. He's still at home. There are others on the board like this. Some of you, if you're watching this, you know who you are. And yeah, I'm talking to you. I have a couple of my Detach and Thrive alumni who I'm thinking directly of right now. Post, if you can. Post on here, because the questioner is anonymous, but can see your posts, and maybe you can all get together and help her out and explain what you're going through and how it works and how you're feeling stuck as well, because some of you have been in it just as long. Okay. And I think that having that community to help will be what might help bring you up, because is it normal for him to leave this late? Yes and no. It's when you get into this late, there isn't normal like there is in the beginning where we have a script. By this point, we get to a point where the script sort of is there in a lighter way, but all of the variables make it much more of a specific and unique crisis to each person. And so I can't tell you, some of them leave at this time. Some of them don't. Some of them leave so much emotionally that the spouse leaves, that there's just, I can't do it anymore. It's not just that it's toxic, but it's draining me. I can't help him. And until they help themselves, I can't do it, because it's unhealthy, even if it's not high conflict. So there's no more normal. Is this liminality withdrawal? I can't tell you. For one thing, it's really hard to see liminality until hindsight for some people. For me, it's hard. And when somebody's already in a depression and that's been their low energy wallower, it might be harder to detect. But you're starting to see some insights. But think about this. Often they say about somebody who is very depressed, when they start to get a little bit more energy, when they're super, super depressed, they don't even have the energy if they had suicidal ideation. They get a little bit more energy, that's the danger zone. I'm not saying your husband is in danger. I'm using it as an analogy. That's the danger zone because now they have the energy to go through with it or to put more energy into it. So what I'm seeing is if he's depressed, some of this more insight into himself is like having a little bit more energy where, oh, my insight is it's hopeless. My insight is I don't know how to get out of this. And then so his action instead of suicide is leave. It's leaving in a different way. Fortunately, not leaving his body that way. But think of those as analogous. He has enough energy, and some of that is coming through in what you're seeing, where it seems insight and all these other things. Now, is that good or bad? It could be part of the journey up towards more positivity and out of a depression. But we have to wait and see. So he needs help. I don't know if you have any power to get him help or not, because how willing is he? Some of them aren't, and you have to let them do it or not do it. Step back. You can make suggestions, but anything more, sometimes you become the nag. You become the pressuring, and they're going to run from that anyway. So that's why I want you to learn what it takes to be the caregiver or partner of someone who is a depressive person. Okay? And go find that community. I hope this will help you if you go and find everybody else. And I'll see everyone in the next question.